paid consultation is mandatory. Will I lose clients? Absolutely. A lot of clients do not want to pay and they will go somewhere else. The reality behind that is that it's probably not the client I wanted anyways. The people that are willing to pay for your initial consultation are most likely going to be more willing to actually pay if they retain your services.
Provinces like Manitoba and Saskatchewan, they've been able to subtly tie economic immigration to family reunification because they give extra points for people that have family that are resident in the province. There's a high tendency that if an immigrant comes into a province where they already have established family members, they would likely remain in that province.
Thank you so much. This is exactly what I mean by tapping into your creative power.
Hello there, welcome to my channel. My name is Sherifat and I'm based in Nova Scotia, Canada. On my YouTube channel, I just share my experiences about life here in Canada. Also, I do a bit of immigration because I'm a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and RCIC. I help you with your visa applications to come to Canada. So visa applications ranging from tourist visas, study permits, permanent residence, work permits, and the likes. So please hook up with us at Green Tulips and we'll be happy to assist you. Hi, my name is Sherifat Onabanjo.
Let's see if I can. Oh, you're good.
Filming here before I go in.
The food there, drinks, coffee, water's inside the room.
Okay.
And we'll have more when we have our little break later on.
They just start or decided a while ago?
They just started. You haven't missed really anything, so
Okay.
we're all good. We're also recording it too, so afterwards you
I
can
can
watch
always
it.
watch, okay.
Yes, ma'am. Awesome. Well, thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
My pleasure.
Thank the government to support People's Program Director for Healthcare Recruitment.
So as a regulated Canadian immigration consultant and RCIC, we are mandated to have a number of hours for CPD, and that means continuing professional development. So besides our license that we get and we pay, annual dues for, we are also required to undergo certain number of hours of CPD programs. So these are part of the programs we attend, and they are paid programs, by the way. There are a number of seminars, conferences we attend in person or online, and we pay for these sessions just to keep updated, just to stay updated really with policies, laws that has to do with immigration in Canada, right? So these are the things we do as RCIC.
Pathways, they kind of set the national standard, and what we introduce under the Provincial Nominee Program is usually more. I can't tell you that, you're the immigration professional, but I can tell you, what are the advantages to using each. So maybe you'll have questions about the AIP and we'll be happy to answer your questions, but I would rather we get to a discussion. I love discussions. I don't want to be talking at you, so I'd rather get to a questions period and we can talk. And like I said in the beginning, if I can leave you with anything, is that I would rather start a dialogue with the immigrant.
So these continuing professional development programs ranges from different topics, different areas of immigration. And this particular one, it was more about Nova Scotia nominee programs, the PNP. Our various programs, we learned about different things. It could be about work permit today, it could be about LMIA, it could be about study permit, it could be about a particular policy for immigration. So different topics. And the truth is, immigration is very, very, like, the changes there are constant, like almost every day, every week, every 2 weeks, every month, there's something new in Canadian immigration. So as an RCIC, cannot afford not to stay updated because it's mandated for you to do these programs, because they know that there are laws that changes every time. So to be a top-notch immigration consultant, you're required to undergo these programs to be able to help meet the needs of your clients, right? So at this session, it was about the Nova Scotian PNP programs. So they called the office that handles these PNP programs to come talk to us. So it was more like a stakeholder meeting or talk, really, where they hear from us, because the truth is, these officials, yeah, they do these policies, but we are the ones that maybe these clients, we know their needs, we know what it is that our clients want. So we rub minds together, we share ideas, and this is typically what happens in sessions like this. So it's a stakeholder meeting really, where everybody's input is put together, and then most of these policies are made from meetings like this really. So it's always good for consultants to attend these meetings. Most of them are not free, they are paid for. So these are things we do to stay updated.
Hi, good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to thank Omar for the very, very good presentation that he's. Provincial Nominee Programs will be to us like the economic class, but I'm just wondering if the province is looking to explore some provinces like Manitoba and Saskatchewan. They've been able to subtly tie economic immigration to family reunification, because they give like extra points for people that have family that are resident in the province. And I think this is particularly important if we're looking to retain immigrants, because there's a high tendency or chance that if an immigrant comes into a province where they already have established family members, that they would likely remain in that province. So I'm just wondering if you've ever given that a thought, or is something that the province is looking towards, because I personally am aware that if that is put into consideration, we might just be headed the direction of retaining more and more immigrants than we currently have. I know that we're doing very, very well in terms of retaining immigrants, but we know the figures that population of Nova Scotia, I know we just crossed about 1 million, but I think we can do way more than that. And I'm just really thinking if we start looking at this direction, we might be headed the right direction. Thanks.
Thank you so much. Now I am definitely giving it thought. So if I wasn't before, this is it. And this is exactly what I mean by tapping into your creative power. We know we want to increase retention, and that feeds in great with labor market priorities, potentially, and leveraging the express entry system. And are you saying that Manitoba and Saskatchewan, they have their points system and it goes towards their own points on base nominations?
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yes. And if you've studied in the province, if you have family, if you have family.
No, everyone got excited. They're like, yes, we got thoughts on this.
So that puts you up on the list for them to nominate you, because eventually if you get into that province and you have like established family members, there's a high chance that you will remain there just because of the tie that you would have with your family members. So it's something that I believe strongly.
To exceed the federal government numbers for French-speaking immigrants here in Canada. So right now, so that's why he's not here, but we have key targets in there and programs for increasing our Francophone population. Yeah.
So I think we're just gonna go with 2 questions. One.
How many people here in the room are RCICs? Oh, any RISIAs? There's 2 reasons why I think the initial consultation is really important. First, I need to be 100% certain that I can actually do your case. I need to make sure that I have the competencies and or able to take on this case. And second, I need all of the details and the information to be able to make that sound that they believe that they're gonna try to communicate with me. It's complete shut off. So for me, a paid consultation is mandatory. Will I lose clients? Absolutely. A lot of clients do not want to pay. A lot of clients will not pay, and they will go somewhere else. The reality behind that is that it's probably not the client I wanted anyways. In my 7 years of practice, I've only had 2 clients never pay or completely pay their retainer fees. In the past 5 years, I've had no one not pay. The people that are willing to pay for your initial consultation are most likely going to be more willing to actually pay if they retain your services. I require CV, language tests, ECA, do they have kids? If they're not living in their current country of citizenship, what's their status, expiry date? Have they ever applied to a student who's already had 4 study permit refusals, not going to approach the meeting the same way as the student who's never applied to come to Canada yet? Do they have pre-existing medical conditions? Guide, you're now mistaking the criteria of the 5th program with the 4th program and the 4th program with the 7th program, okay? One advantage, how is, in my knowledge, one of the, either the only or the rare only province is to offer PNP option. Oh, Lisa, I just quit my job, I'm moving to Ontario. We have a PNP file in New Brunswick that still is in, is still in process. Oh, okay, let's sit down and chat about what that means. What kind of implication is that going to have on your file, on your status?
I particularly enjoyed this session. It was very enlightening. I learned a lot. And the thing with immigration is you never stop learning. Like, there's always something new to learn. Even if you knew it before, you probably learn it better and know how to do it easier or quicker. So this particular, workshop served the purpose. Like, I learned a lot. It was also good to meet my colleagues in Nova Scotia. People traveled from outside the other provinces as well to come attend this event. The truth is, PNP programs are like a game changer for many people who are looking to apply for permanent residence because it does boost your CRS score to a large extent. So PNP is a big deal for many applicants, and for us RCICs who work with various applicants. It's something like we'd like to know about, to see which province have changes or have favorable PNP programs and the like. So this particular session that the Nova Scotia PNP office came to tell us about was quite insightful, and it was really worthwhile for me, for sure.
You've all seen policy changes coming through from IRCC over the last 2 months, right? It almost in landscape with the information changing all the time. How are you getting that information to your clients so that you're accurate?
And that's the end of the program. This event held at the prestigious Western Hotel in Halifax, downtown Halifax. So I drove to downtown, paid for parking. These are things that we do to stay afloat, to be in this business. So people just assume that we just sit down, in our living room, in our bedroom and make money. No, we do the work. Like, there are regulators that monitor our activities, that audit us, and things like that. That's the end of that event. There's another event called the Canadian Immigrant Fair. So I was a volunteer for CAPIC. So CAPIC is Canadian Association of Professional Immigration Consultants. So I was one of the volunteers that went to this event, so this fair, like a job fair. So I stood at the CAPIC booth. So there are a number of RCICs that volunteered that day, so we took turns. So what we did here was, we just gave free advice to people. So there were a lot of people that came to the fair, to the job fair. It's called Immigrant Fair. So it's like job seekers, newcomers just come to seek information. So let people come. The truth is, people always think that once you come to Canada, that's the end of your immigration journey. No. So people come in as visitors looking to probably get a work permit or even become a student. Some students who are in Canada don't even know how to get work permits upon graduation. Some don't know how to get permanent residence. So all of these things are what we also help students who are here or newcomers who are here, achieve. Because the truth is, you can be in Canada and not even know where to go or how to navigate to get to the peak of your Canadian journey. So we give advice, no free advice really, just to students, newcomers, job seekers, and that was that. So I just thought to show you these 2 events. I mean, there are a couple of ones I go to. Some are virtual, some are in person. So we do a lot to be in this business, really. Anyways, thank you very much for watching. I hope you learned a thing or two. I hope you found it interesting, and I wish you the very best in your Canadian journey. Thank you for watching. Bye.